Billy, and I had the honor of working with your kids every single weekend. It's so cool, so fun, and I always think it's so hilarious that I get paid for doing something that I could not love more. Love working with your kids. I love music. It's like a dream come true, and the staff here is. You're starting with me, but we programmed this whole year for the Primo. The Primo sees this big picture of EYSO that no other orchestra experiences. So our schedule is a little odd because we go to one concert one time, and the next concert's a different one, and then we go to another concert the next time, because we're trying to provide you with a big picture. So this orchestra gets to see every single orchestra perform. They see every single ensemble perform over the course of the year. And they get to have this opportunity, which is Informaance. So what does Informaance stand for, orchestra? What? Would you speak loudly, darling?
Informal performance.
Okay, so informal, meaning casually. We're here, so it's not quite so big and scary in the blizzard, right? And performance, because we are going to be kind of performing. And and the informal, and also informational. The third part of that is informational. This is the only opportunity you really get to ask silly questions, although you know there's no silly questions, right? You know that, right? Nodding, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. There's no silly questions. But this is a unique opportunity to ask any questions because it's a much smaller group and it's a very different feel to it. You guys want to come close? No? Okay, come on in. All right. So it's also informal because you're sitting in the orchestra, right? Everybody over here. You don't usually get that opportunity. So I'm hoping you're taking advantage of seeing this different environment and enjoying watching your kids. Let's see what else I want to tell you before we start. Today is going to be a little bit more like a rehearsal than a performance because I want you to see what it's like to be inside. So our stuff is not amazingly perfect. Are we perfect at everything yet? No, but we're really good. We're really good. So we might do a little bit of stopping and starting. We might do some demonstrating. We need to practice a little bit of things before we can run through it, that sort of thing. But it'll give you kind of an inside look at what it's like to be one of your poor children in my class, right? I do encourage them to be crazy, to be silly, to have fun, also focus. So there's a lot of things that we cover. All right, I'd like to start with Allegretto. And I'd like to hear, where you have the melody, everybody, you have your E, 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 E. Can you find that? If you have that anyway, okay? Oh yeah, it's gonna stay there. All right, here we go. Do you have that anywhere? And play it, okay? You have it in measure 3. All right, ready? Just play the melody, don't start the whole piece, okay? I just want to hear E, 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 E. Ready, set, finally got to some expressive stuff. We've already been doing some of the expression. Can somebody describe what we were doing expressively to this? Yes?
You're making like dynamics.
Dynamics, right. Where were we leading to? Because if we just take E, 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 that can get, oh my gosh, boring. Somebody else, tell me what we're doing to make it interesting. Yes?
Emphasize.
Emphasize, which bar?
The second.
The second bar. Okay, so we're going to be doing this. Bum, 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 bum is not ugly, but it's not as interesting as if we do something with it. Bum, 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 bum. Can you demonstrate that expressiveness? Okay. Ready, set, and. Flat, so the parents can hear it flat. No expressiveness. Don't make it ugly, but just leave it flat, okay? Without that musicality that we just added. Ready? And. All right. So one of the things that we learned, the golden rule in music, is if you're repeating something, don't be boring about it. You gotta do something with it, right? And we're even adding this, and it's not even in the music. It's just flat in the music. But we do this as good musicians. We learn how to make it interesting. Let's start from the beginning, and I want you to listen to that section. Okay? I'll probably start you guys at 19. Everybody, begin. Violins and violas, you have it at 27. And first violins, you have it where?
75.
75, thank you. Would you start there, please? C sharp or C natural? Who wants to play C sharp? Raise your hand and prepare to be shocked. No C sharps, C naturals. Look at your neighbor and say C natural. C natural. I promise not to play C sharp. Okay, C natural. Ready? Dynamics make it tricky. Yes. What else makes it tricky? Cyrus? Are you raising your hand? Would you like to speak? What makes it tricky besides dynamics? Yes?
Making it interesting.
Mm-hmm. How do you make it interesting, Eleanor?
Emphasizing.
Emphasizing.
Every second measure.
It kind of goes to the second measure. It also goes to the third measure, right? Da, 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 da. That's how we're doing it. Yes. What else makes this tricky? How about the word chromatic? How about playing lots of crazy notes? You guys are being way too shy. This is not how you are in class. Yes?
You have to switch between sharps and naturals.
Let's let everybody hear. Can you play the C melody? Second violins go up an octave, please, at 53. Everybody else play the same thing. We're going to play hold notes so that they can hear all the different notes. Okay. Here's your C. Play your C natural. Tune it. Press out. D flat. B. B. C. D. Stretch the D. C. E. B. C. Another C, D, guys, I don't know if you guys can appreciate this, but this is not your typical music. Okay, we've taken a lot of this is advanced. The whole concert that we're doing today is advanced music. I've not done this most challenging stuff, but this Primo group was ready for it. So it's really been fun to say, okay, we got to do all these accidentals. This is really hard stuff, and it's Beethoven. So Beethoven is Beethoven. All right, cellos, give me here 43, please. Rest. 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 Thank you, violists. Join us at 51. Ready? 51. 1, 2, ready, and. We're talking about our whole picture of for this year. Okay, we have canvas, and then we have what? Palette, and then we have what? Image. Okay, so I'd like to hear a little bit about your thoughts on this. Okay, what are we starting with? The canvas is what we start with. It's kind of our basic start. Can somebody talk about Beethoven and our basic start? Yes, sir.
Sets what we can do, and we can expand on that.
It sets what we can do, and then we can expand on that. I love that. So it's a starting place. And one of the ways that Beethoven starts something is he starts simple and it gets more complicated, right? So this is kind of the idea of theme and variations. And I'm hoping parents are already hearing the theme and variations that we're doing here. One of the things that's a variation is dynamics, right? We're really excited about doing dynamics here. I'm hoping you guys will not be shy when you do your dynamics. Because this piece goes from what extreme to what? Give me a pianissimo. Say pianissimo. Pianissimo. Mezzo piano. It's not mezzo forte. How about forte? How about fortissimo?
Fortissimo.
Not good enough. Pianissimo. Mezzo forte.
Forte.
I want a better forte.
Forte. Fortissimo.
It's almost good enough. One more time. Pianissimo. I don't hear any difference. Pianissimo. Piano. Mezzo piano. Mezzo forte.
Mezzo forte.
Ooh, I like that difference. How about forte?
Forte. Fortissimo.
All together makes a difference. Ready?
Fortissimo.
Some of you are doing fortissimo. Others are like, this is stupid. Fortissimo, please. Ready?
Fortissimo.
I guess I'm going to be happy with that. You guys can do even more. Can you show us with your instruments? Okay. Let's play all the way through this. Who's going to introduce Beethoven? Yeah. Do you want to say more about it? Can you stand up and say more?
This is from the 7th Symphony. It's the second movement, and it was composed in 1811 or 1812 when Beethoven was completely or partially deaf, and it was so popular at its premiere that the audience demanded an immediate encore.
Oh, nicely done. Thank you. Best position, please. Sitting forward. Would you play?
From 7, can I play from 67
Yeah.
or 69?
You want to start at 60? You want to start at 75?
Sure.
Okay. So Viviana has been an incredible leader in this group, and as such, I gave her some of the original part. So it's really fun to see her play. So I'm asking her to do that right now. Go first. Thank you, Viviana. I love the opportunity for finding individual leaders. What do we find orchestra with leadership? Is Viviana the only leader in this group? Did somebody talk to me about different leaders? Not specific people, but how can you be a leader? How are you a leader? Yeah. So in the cello section, is one person a leader, or the cellos themselves are a leader? So they're a section leader, right? Okay, and tell us how they're leading.
Because like if they're off the beat, then the rest of the orchestra.
Interesting. So her example is if they're off the beat, then they're leading. Are they leading well at that point? Not so much. And we've experienced that, where we can be strong leaders and we can be leading well, and we can also be leaders that are not leading so well, right? So we have to choose how to be leaders. I love that example. So we're focusing on being not just leaders, but am I keeping my beat steady? Am I being a steady leader? Love that. Okay. Are we all set for pickleball? All right, so a subset of Primo, which is not even officially auditioned for. We just select a few players that are ready to take on a different challenge. And that's by the prelude conductor and myself. When we hear the auditions, we go, you know, this person is ready for a little bit extra stuff. So we do some theory, we do some even more leadership. We do a lot of individual playing, a lot of discussing what makes this piece special. And I've never done this piece with intermezzo group before. It's pretty challenging. Can somebody talk to me about pickleball? Talk to the audience. Yeah, do you want to introduce off the pickleball?
I'm not as historical as Nora here.
Well, she's pretty historical, pretty wonderful. You do your best.
Well, all I know is that from looking at this paper that it's written by John Cockball, and that it is quite difficult. And together as a group, we've had to listen to each other. We've had to practice many times, several times. And we've had, and me personally, I've learned to count more precisely, and I've learned to listen to see if I'm on or off, because my part is all 8 notes, and no, quarter notes, and only quarter notes. So I have to listen to make sure I'm on, and
Yeah, nicely said. Nicely said, Eleanor. Thank you. Eleanor, what do we do with, we've had 7 rehearsals, right? So we've had, I don't know how many rehearsals, maybe 10 rehearsals by now. What do we do with your part specifically to keep your sanity?
well, you gave me the violin one part.
I did. Well, that was awfully nice of me.
It was. And
So do you want to play your part so everybody knows? This piece is famous for weddings, so even if you don't know what it is by title, as soon as you hear her part, you're going to recognize it. Yeah, your bass line. Nice. What do you do next, Eleanor?
I play it again.
And then what do you do after that?
I think I played it again.
Do you play it again after that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does it ever change?
No.
So for this whole piece, you have the same, basically 8 notes?
28 times.
28 times!
Yeah, 28 times.
So every cellist and every bass player knows this piece. It's so famous as a wedding piece. But I think Eleanor has a new appreciation for it. And what I love is giving her the first violin part. Then you realize how much she would have been sitting there while we were rehearsing the other stuff, right? If I was only having her do the bass line. So this whole time, she hasn't been playing that part much. She's been playing the first violin part, just because she's that awesome. All right, but it is also, what has allowed us to, how do we practice this, you guys? In order to practice it, do we always practice it like everybody at major 25? Yeah, maybe.
Because it's a canon, it's pretty difficult to do that. So since we're all staggered by 2 measures, if Eleanor and Leo were starting at measure 5, I would start at measure 7, and Nora would start at measure 9. That way we're all in the same place.
So how do we practice that so that so we can practice all at the same time instead of having 3 out of 4 of you sit there? Yes?
We all chose a single part to practice as a whole group, and then when you felt ready to let us play first, we played that measure number, but it was a different part.
Well said. So we played together a lot. We played the same thing together a lot, and because Eleanor had the first violin part, she was playing all the time. Okay, so for instance, can we try the 8th note melody, please, my friends? What measure does it start? 8th note melody? 7 for you?
9,
10, or 11, 7.
7, here we go. 3 and 4 and. Demonstrate the 16th note melody with the C sharp. Thank you, Maggie. Is our style in this more staccato or more legato?
Legato.
Would you mind doing that one more time and show us real legato? Your feet, please, if you heard a difference in the style that she played, the staccato versus the legato style. That was really good, on the spot, changing the style to help us see that. Nora, would you be willing to demonstrate the 8th note melody that we played? Go a little slower. One more time, F sharp, please. Leo. 30-second melody, please, Mr. First Violin Player. Too. What did you think of that on viola?
It was really hard.
What made it hard?
I'm playing a violin part on my viola.
You are. What's the difference between the spacing on your instrument compared to their instruments?
Well, since my instrument's bigger, it has to have like more length between each.
It wasn't very nice of us to do this in D major where you have to stretch your C sharp and your F sharp. Would you say you learned something about F sharp and C sharp on this piece?
Yeah, that they're not just two fingers, it's 3 and 3 too.
It is this big stretch. All right, so this is quite a goal for us, audience, to play through this piece without stopping. Wedding quartets, practice this. There's so many different details to it. It's also one of the best loved pieces. So we may start and stop a little bit if we get off. As Eleanor said, it's really tricky to keep the whole thing going, but we're going to do our best and enjoy it. Exciting for you, yes. Starting with baseline. These are equals. start at 45, please. One of the things that Primo is going to do next, and they haven't heard a lot about this, so Primo, listen up as you're changing to your new seats. We play next to the youth symphony players on our next concert, which is in March. So each one of these guys gets paired up with the youth symphony player. What was that like, Addison, when you tried that the first time?
Symphony orchestra, so it really gave me a really good view of what like orchestra would be like
with winds and percussion added because you're in Symphonia. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, Viviana, would you mind speaking about what it's like playing next to a youth symphony player?
It's kind of scary at first because they're like playing all the music that they know and they like play it really super good. And so it's like scary, and then they like play super good and already know like a lot of the notes. Like last year we played Bacchanal, I think. And it was like really hard, and he played it, the guy that I sat next to, he played it like super well, and I was just like intimidated, I guess, or like, yeah. And it was fun though. Like once we got to the concert, he like helped me figure out some of the notes I didn't know, or like how to play some notes. And then I had fun, yeah.
Thank you. What did you notice about playing next to a youth symphony player?
I was there.
You weren't there? You were in Primo. Oh,
He
you
came
weren't.
like later.
Yeah, you came in later. Okay. Lauren, you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's fun.
They were really good at the music.
They really helped you. Would you like to speak about being a former youth symphony player? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lynette. I graduated from UISL last year, but I was in UCB for 3 years, so every year I did the sci-fi side with Primo, and it was always really fun. Most of the people I know that started in UISL started in Primo, so it's really nice to be able to see how far you come and also get to work with younger students. I'm a music ed major, music education in college, and it was really nice to get some experience working with younger students, and you guys are all always really nice and friendly and really open to what we can offer to help you.
you remember writing a note to your symphony players?
I do.
What was that like?
I had a lot to say, I felt like.
Did you?
I learned a lot. I was kind of, at first I was a little bit intimidated by how many people were in that room. But I had a bunch of fun learning, and I wanted to thank my partner and how much he taught me, and like what he showed me what you can do when you keep playing.
Was he mean to you?
No,
Were you mean to him?
I hope not.
Did you give him any jokes?
I was too intimidated.
You wouldn't really want to talk. Well, do you remember receiving a note?
Yes.
What was that like for you?
It was nice. She said I was pretty. and it was really nice because I tried to help her and just help her become a better violinist and stuff like that, and I really felt like I was able to connect with her.
Yeah. So we really try and develop a camaraderie between the Primo and the Youth Symphony. No other group does that in EYSO. We just get to do that, the first orchestra and the highest orchestra, and it just kind of gives you tingles. It's just really fun. They all learn a lot. And of course, those big intimidating people were once your age. So to them, they're like, oh my gosh, I get next to a Primo kid. I remember what that was like. All right, Frank, would you like to tell us something about what makes this cello part different in Joyride? Can you think of anything that's different in the cello part?
Oh, we got a slap our cello.
You slap your cello. How rude. Show us. Will you show us? Again. And again. Okay, so you don't usually get to slap your cello, right? How is this tricky for you guys, different than from another piece? Yeah.
Well, we have to keep the beat, and if we mess up, everyone else doesn't know how to follow.
That's very true. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. How is it for the three of you to play together with that slap, Silas? It is. Can somebody talk to the cello part? What is the cello part like that's different? Yeah. It's offbeat. You want to describe that a little bit, Sean?
Like when we're playing the melody during our rest,
When you're playing the melody during the rest, but it's not like what you would expect, right? It's like off. So the first several times we played it, the cellos, of course, wanted to play it on the typical beat, and we had to learn, oh, you gotta play it off. So now they know it by memory. All right, we need to do just a little bit of rehearsing. Viola people, can I have 17, please? Bum, 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 bum. Cello's your next. 3, 3, and 4, and. Let's try one more time faster. Bum, 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 bum. 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be too hard. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Can I have the G's, please? G's. Open G. Open G's. Yours. Thank you. Viola's one more time. Ba, 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 ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Love it. Can I have cellos, please? 17 with the violas. Bum, ba, ba, da, ba, bum, dee, da, ba, da, ba, ba. 1, 2, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, 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 da, ba, bum. Ba, 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 da, ba, bum. 1, 2, ready, hand. Can you say crash and burn?
Crash and burn.
Not gonna work. Ready? Dum, You are late. You're late. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Cellos, as a group, are you playing together or not together?
Not together.
Not together at all. One more time. That's your steady point. Da 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 da. 1, 2, ready, and. Was that a whole lot better or a little better?
That was a whole lot better.
Whole lot better. Can we do it one more time? Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. I don't believe we've done this without a metronome yet. So parents, we're going to absolutely need you. We still need stopping. This is a tough piece. So now the tricky thing is you guys have to keep steady too, because you are leaders. If you guys go off or you're not together, that's just going to make our part harder. It's already quite hard. All right, parents and siblings. Here we go, everybody. So, do you have any questions, parents, for us? Questions for your kid? This is your opportunity because I'm going to hold them to it. Or questions for you about the year, a year ahead, anything you're wondering about. Our calendar is quite odd, right? It's like all over the place. And the times change, and I'm sorry about that, but hopefully I've explained why we do that on purpose. We want to show you every little part of EYSO, so it is tricky to keep track of. Yes, sir?
What's the side-by-side piece this year?
The side-by-side piece this year is on the table in our practice room. What is it, Eleanor?
I forgot to name it. It sounds kind of French. I know last year was French.
First of all, it's American.
Oh. Well, last year
Second of
was
all,
French.
it's kind of like a rodeo.
Oh.
So I'm not feeling a whole lot of French, but I know there's some connection there somewhere. What, Frank?
Hoedown?
It is hoedown. What's a hoedown? Yes. It's hoedown from rodeo. Who's the composer? Does anybody know? Yes?
Aaron Copland.
Aaron Copeland, right. So parents, some of you are old as I am. Steak, it's what's for dinner. Dun, dun, dun. Raise your hand if you recognize that. Steak, it's what for dinner. It's what's for dinner. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. That is an exciting piece, and we are going to start working on it. I just got goosebumps. We are starting, and it's not for my singing, it's just thinking about you guys playing it. We're going to start that on, well, perhaps tonight, because you're going to pick up your music, and you're going to take your music to your
Private teacher.
private teacher and your house, yes. And you're going to ask for help each week because this is not something we can do just on Sunday rehearsals. This is tough. We would not be attempting this if we were not going to be playing it next to a side-by-side. And we still need to put in a lot of work. Okay, so this will be in March. Very good question. Other questions? Yes, sir.
What's the new intervention?
New intermezzo piece is, haven't decided yet. Why, do you have ideas?
Yeah.
What? What?
Second vaults.
What?
Second vaults.
Well, let's talk about it. Yes,
I have a suggestion for the
you do. What's your suggestion?
Can you do for a piece by Beethoven?
For release by Beethoven. You do not have enough Beethoven yet? Oh my gosh. You know what the first three notes are? E, D sharp, E. It's like more half steps. And you haven't had enough of it. Love it, love it. Other questions, other comments? Yes, ma'am.
Can we do something by Shostakovich?
Shostakovich, Mr. Shepard just left. Did he pay you to ask you that?
No, my sister just likes it.
Oh boy, Shostakovich, yeah, you guys got into the concert. Yeah.
Play the Shostakovich.
Shostakovich waltz. Right,
Second
right.
Second vault. Dimitri Shostakovich.
Maggie?
I thought during the side-by-side we didn't do an intervention piece.
That is true. That's one reason why I haven't decided yet, but we do have intermezzo pieces for the end of the year. Yep, yep. Other questions? All right. I don't know if I've said everything I need to, but I know I have you on email, so hopefully you're reading emails. Yes, ma'am. Question?
Why do you use dynamics in music?
Good question. Who would like to answer that? Oh.
To tense up the music because I just play on one record. That's not exciting.
So he said tense up the music because one dynamic just playing the same thing is just not exciting. Yeah. Yes, Maggie?
Also, because when two people are playing one part, if one of them is playing the melody and the other one is playing some just a bunch of quarter notes, if they're both playing it at the same, who do you think you're going to be able to hear better? The melody or the melody and the other part?
I love it. So Maggie's talking, I don't know if you can all hear her, but if two people, one plays a melody and one's playing the accompaniment, and everybody plays the same dynamic, are you going to be able to hear the melody? No, you won't. Very nicely put. Yes, ma'am.
Does it add to the piece makes it more interesting and it makes it so then it's less of like the same thing over and over again?
It adds to the piece and makes it more interesting instead of playing the same thing over again. Sean, did you want to add to that? Exactly the same, or do you want to add your own version? Okay, sorry I missed you. Eleanor?
We want to give the crowd goosebumps.
We want to give the crowd goosebumps. Absolutely. And we want to make it exciting for us too, right? Because no professional musician wants to sit there and be bored to tears. So we don't play anything the same. We're like, what can I do with it? It's not written. Would this be okay? Yeah, I like this. You know, so we do our own expressivity. Was you, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it. You said if we had to play the same thing over and over and over without anything to give it a little bit more emphasis, then I don't think any of us would probably do it.
So you crave that the specialness, the exciting things that happen, the ups and downs in here. Yes?
So along with that also gives musicians a challenge to work on so then they also have a fun way to play it.
It does. It does. Do you remember that example where we stood and we said, who's playing 5% of the dynamics?
Yeah.
Who's playing 10% of the dynamics? Do you remember how exciting it was when you guys said, oh, what would happen if all of us played dynamics? How did you do on the Beethoven with the dynamics today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah, I think so. It was exciting.